works.
No, you don't. You can't count that. Trust me.
All right. Well, my last real vacation was going to Vegas and getting married. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
This time or the previous?
I've been to Vegas like 4 times.
I meant marriages, dickhead.
Oh, I've been married like 4 times. No.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
No, this is
yeah. I'm just trying to keep. I love comedy so much that I'm committed to the bit. I just want to be like white Richard Pryor. You should try and take somebody else's child. I left with a souvenir. His name is Brandon.
He doesn't like me very much, but he'll grow on me. I'll grow on him.
100%.
Something.
I don't know.
I
wouldn't say child and grow on you.
Yeah, that's weird. I wouldn't steal a child. If I was going to steal anything, it would not be a child.
Oh yeah, you should probably steal a license plate with your name on it. One of those.
No, hell no. I'd steal like a. Never mind. I was going to go in a different direction with that, but that sounds like human trafficking. So I'm going to just go ahead and leave it alone.
Hell yeah! Now that's what I'm talking about. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We've been hanging out and talking on this shit for like a month now, and I'm like, you know what? It's always good catching up on you. But then I'm like, yeah, no human trafficking has happened this entire.
Well, you can just look at me as a cautionary tale of what not to become.
A cautionary whale.
Yep,
that's what I call fat people.
Right.
No.
Although you look way more homeless than me, so I guess we're.
I know, dude. What's crazy is I've refused. So I was telling you this last time is I have refused to cut my hair at all until until I can't handle it anymore.
Just gonna see how long you can go.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to my shoulders.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be. I don't even know how I can handle that. Dude. I saw those pictures you posted to you, like when you were in the band or whatever, where you were looking a little more trim, a little more put together. Man, I was like, 100%. Shit, that's Nick. He's looking pretty badass.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm like, my weight my weight fluctuates, but it's not super far off from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've definitely gained some between now and then. I'll be 100% honest. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Well, you look good anyway. I look. Here's the thing. I feel like I started running again. Kind of.
I know. I saw that.
And I'm going to try and like stick to it again. But like, I'm just getting so old that if I don't, I'm going to become just a monster.
Yeah, that's my concern. Is part of me is like, I'm getting ready to start taking jujitsu and shit, and I just want to get to the point where I can cut down. Because in my head, I'm like, I always hear like Bert Kreischer is one of those comics that like when he was doing his last special, he's like, oh man, I want to try and cut down as much as I can and lose as much weight as possible before I shoot my special so that I look good for it. And I'm like, yeah, when the world comes back and I can finally like do a good show and then record an entire set and then put something out, I'm like, I don't want to look like a fucking
meatball
bloated version of myself.
Well, someone else who I think would do good doing a special is who I planned on calling tonight.
Ooh.
Jesse is one of those guys that puts us up all the time whenever he's running a room, and he hasn't been able to do that in a while. So I wanted to give him a call and see how he's doing, because he's actually a genuinely nice guy. So I want to like figure out how he's doing, how he's handling all this bullshit. So let me give him a call, see if we can get a hold of him here. Is he around? There he is.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey. What's up, man?
I was just talking to Jesse not that long ago about Jesse asked me to do the Fallout show.
Oh, that's a good show, man. I had a really good time doing that.
I haven't been to Fallout in so long.
I'll put it this way. Cuzzo even came up to me afterwards and was like, hey, man, you look like a real comic up there tonight.
Wow.
Rich, alone, that was worth the price of admission for me right there.
Well, it was 9 months of people not going to comedy shows and finally like experiencing something. So yeah, to them, it's like if you're really
to the average person, you look like a real comic.
Yeah, to the desperate,
desperate and needy.
That's like when you're super hungry and like, there's this crappy buffet, but that food looks really good.
Or when you're in prison and those guys start tying their shirts off mid-riff, they're going to look like Beyonce after a couple of months.
That's true. Now we know what it takes to get Carlton to switch teams. All right.
I mean, I'm not gonna
I'm just saying
a Brad Pitt lookalike. Let's just be honest.
You guys talk shit about buffets, but I could totally go for Golden Corral right now.
I mean, I think most would, just because it would be a social event at this point. It would be like the first
I'd go by myself at this point.
I'll be honest. I'm so anti-buffet, anti-crowds. I'm anti-handshaking.
You're a bad
So
person.
this pandemic has actually been quite beneficial to my OCDs and my weird proclivities. So
you're a liar. Every time I see you, you give me a hug and you dap me up and shit.
Yeah, but that's because I like feeling up your butt. That's totally different. Yeah.
You got that butt?
I always give Jesse a crisp high five, though.
Yeah, I ain't got no butt. That's why.
Yeah, dude. He was like, "You don't got that donkey. I ain't grabbing it."
Yep. We've lovingly referred to that as the pedonka Deez now. So. Yeah.
Jesse, do you have an Elvis picture on the wall behind you?
Yeah, that's a Velvet Elvis behind me.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That rules.
My great grandma's I think she got it at a state fair in like the 70s or something.
I love how if you look at each of the frames that we're all in, each person's frame exactly surmises who they are in just a frame. Jesse's got a ventriloquist dummy, a Velvet Elvis, and records. And I'm like, yeah, that speaks to his character. Correct. Carlton looks like he's like, anyone want to make a snuff film? And I'm just like, yeah, I waste my money on things.
Want to make a snuff film and then go running? Like that's all the running bibs are.
I'm going to chase you. You're not going to beat me.
We're going to play a game. Did you go to VCU? Because I'm totally no.
Are you ready to get rammed? Carlton's like, I learned my lesson.
I do have the angel and devil over my shoulders too. That's what those prints are.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah. They're like tikis. They're angel and devil tikis from.
I don't know if you're allowed to say that word.
That episode of the Brady Bunch with the tiki.
Yeah, dude, that's such a good episode.
Yeah, you learned a lot. I mean, Carlton learned a lot.
That's true. George,
I learned nothing. I learned absolutely nothing.
Oh, okay.
I will say. You remember when they did the Brady Bunch movies in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, those movies are so good.
They were good. And
they did such a great. At least the first one does such a great job of capturing multiple different things that happen throughout the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very underrated comedy. Like they had so many good people in that movie too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like Michael McCann was the bad guy. It's like
dude, those movies are great. I don't care what it is. They're so good.
Here's the thing: you can really blow up the nostalgia of something if you do it shitty. Like I thought they did really good with the Addams Family.
Oh yeah.
So when they did that,
which one with Raul Julia?
Oh yeah.
Those movies are great. I don't care what anybody says. Those movies are amazing.
People question those movies.
The Brady Bunch, like anytime they reboot something like that, like if they do it right, where they give a nod to the history
source
stuff,
material.
Yeah, the source material. Then I'm totally down. But if you like, this may make me sound ridiculous, but like even when they redid Charlie's Angels, the Drew Barrymore Charlie's Angels, the second one was kind of meh, but the first one,
dude, that one rules.
It was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one.
All right, I was also like way younger than you when those movies came out, so they came out and I was like, hell yeah, Drew Barrymore, I'm in love with you.
Oh, I used to love Drew Barrymore. I absolutely love Drew Barrymore. But when they did
you age out of that?
Mick G directed. What's that?
Did you age out of that love?
No, bro. No. But
then why'd you say past tense, dude? Don't talk about her like that.
Well, once she married Tom Green, I was out of the running. So
no, you were totally in the running. That's the problem. The second she fucked Tom Green, your chances.
I was like, wait a minute, I might have a chance
immediately.
Now.
It's like when Ariana Grande got engaged to Pete Davidson. Dude. Everyone probably felt like, oh, maybe there's a chance.
Right?
Yeah, normal chodes in the world were just like, we can bang people way outside of our league.
I've been doing that my whole life. So
yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We've
marrying out of and dating out of. And yeah, absolutely.
You've either got a huge dick or a lot of money.
He's really tall.
Your personality sucks.
I am broke as a motherfucker.
Your personality, so then you're hanging dong. That's the only thing.
There's also a third reason, but I'm not going to go into that. The whole reason we did this was to call and see how Jesse's doing, not turn me the same color as the wall behind me.
Jesse, huge dong, Jarvis. How are you?
That's gonna be the subtitle of it. We interviewed Jesse, huge dong Jarvis.
Dude, that should be
the comedian.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, your headliner for the evening, Jesse, huge dong Jarvis.
His dick will arrive 3 minutes before he does. Ladies and gentlemen,
it's gonna be a long set tonight, bitches.
His dick is his opening act.
Oh, how funny would that be?
Just don't do the Gallagher sledgehammer thing.
Ooh, not on
Unless
your
you're doing it with your
genitals.
dick. If you could smash a watermelon with your cock, man, you're a millionaire. I don't care who you are.
I'll do it for charity.
It's for the kids.
I'll do it for charity, and that's it.
It's for the kids.
Yeah.
Could you
That'd be the
imagine
weirdest Christian children's fun commercial I've ever seen.
Everyone in the room has to look away, but just assume that's what you're smashing it with. Don't look at his penis, but he's going to use it to smash these melons.
It's his God-given gift. Sarah McLachlan sings in the background.
I will remember you. Will you remember me? Bam. And then you smash a melon.
Yeah, exactly.
Let his dong crush this melon.
Wow, this went off the rails quick. All right.
You're welcome.
How are you doing, Jesse?
I'm doing well, hanging in there like anyone else,
Hanging. He said, see, even he's in on it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Doing what I can, how are y'all doing? I mean,
we're good. Bad. I mean, my job is kind of not, is recession proof and is COVID proof. Mm-hmm. Deez job,
terrible, awful. Yeah. I'm awful. Look at me. Uh-huh. Last time you guys saw me, I had 2 different color hair, and I did not look homeless.
You had 2 different color hair because you were having fun.
That's true. Now the fun's over, Jesse.
Yeah. Color's gone. No fun Deez.
Yeah, dude.
No fun Deez.
Fun dip.
You work restaurant stuff, so how's that been during all this shit?
Yeah, it's been pretty wild just navigating through all the chaos, but I'm in a fortunate situation where mine is still open, but we're able to operate in a way where it's like, we're not doing any dine-in, we're doing fine with just limiting 10 people inside. They grab and go. We're good, keeping my staff healthy. You got to deal with the occasional patriot with the mask thing.
Patriot.
So you murder them.
Well, yeah. Well, they come in thinking like they're Mel Gibson type character, and then they.
You are no Mel Gibson, sir.
In my head, immediately, I just
card they got from the internet and the exemption card. I'm like, no, that doesn't work. That's not a thing.
That's not a real thing. It's not like the actual get out of jail free card.
Exactly. But to them, that's what they think it is. But
it's immediately go to jail free card for Mel Gibson, didn't he?
Did you
get arrested for that shit? I don't remember. What's that?
Yeah, Tom Green's go to jail free card.
I'm still hung up on the Tom Green thing. God damn it!
We got you all flustered. Now he's thinking about how much he still loves Drew. Carey, not Barrymore. He changed his mind halfway through.
You know what? Either way, I'm a money whore. So
yeah, dude. The second that Drew Barrymore fucked Tom Green, you were like, I can bang Drew Carey. Completely unrelated.
Yeah, not sure how you made that leap, but we'll roll with it. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been hanging in there, doing, just doing what I can to keep everyone safe and trying to get them their stuff.
Yeah. How's this affecting the show?
Which one? The Fallout show?
Yeah. Because I know that
we had to push the December one back to January, but
okay.
which is smart. Like the owners there, they're doing everything safe. They just kind of, in my opinion, they were out of any venue or food service establishment, I actually thought they were doing the best. They're doing the best out of anyone.
Hell yeah.
They're just doing extra things to be safe. So, hopefully if everyone behaves themselves, we'll be back in January. It's going to be a killer lineup too.
You got one? You got it already set for January?
Well, it was set for December. I had Liz Barlow and Remo and had Brown the Clown and
ooh.
It was gonna be some
in a place where it's totally okay for Brown to show his brown eye.
Yeah, this whole routine, but he was a little relieved too. I spoke to his associate.
Yes, his handler, if you will.
Handler, yeah. So Brown Frown hopefully will be around in 2021.
Yeah, I would hate for anything to happen to him.
Yeah.
Well, so I was offered putting him on Busky at one point, and I was like, I'm not really sure that's the crowd for your particular type of entertainment. Yeah.
Old Man Dan.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing.
Are they associated?
What's that?
Old Man Dan and Brown Frown?
What about him?
Oh, you were talking about Old Man Dan.
Oh, he was, yeah. No, it was either one.
They are associated with one another.
Yeah.
They're associates.
They are associates. But neither one of those really fits the Busky mode right now. But we are actually toying with the idea of doing a back alley comedy festival when the weather warms back up, where it's not just a comedy thing where we are, but we take the entire back alley over and turn it into a festival where we'd be able to get a lot more people around. What's that?
So put them right in front of Burger and Brew.
Yeah. Well, it would extend all the way to the road there. Like we'd have to get special permission to close the alleys and everything off.
Wow.
And then the entire space, like all the way up to the road, would be roped off, and it would be a comedy festival. That's what I'm working on that. It's kind of a pipe dream right now, but the way things are going, like it's going to be 6 months before we even round the corner to anything that resembles a normal type of life. Because it's going to be at least until summer before, even a big portion of the population gets the vaccine.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be, we're still, everybody's like, oh, the vaccine's coming, but it's like, yeah, but we're still going to need to do this shit for a while. So
they announced the PS5 was coming out, and it's like, no, it's not coming out for like a year.
Yeah, exactly. And when it does come out, you're going to get price gouged on it for the first 6 months. So don't even.
So you guys want to help me buy the vaccine for me for my birthday?
Not particularly. No.
Sick. Okay, cool. Thank you. Wow, Carlton, Jesse's a better friend than you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I 100% agree.
You don't care.
I'll sell my records. I'll sell my records for you to get the vaccine.
Look, if he sold half of his pop figure collection, he'd be fine.
That's true. Dude. Probably got some good ones in there too.
Oh, I got some great ones.
I mean, probably got some worth a lot of money.
I see 6 above your head, Jesse. I see 72 over Nick's right shoulder.
Here's the funny thing: the ones that are above my head are Tories. They're all in sync.
Lord!
All the ones that are mine are over the shelf. You can't see because I got Lemmy from Motorhead and
nice.
Harrison and Bret Hart and Roddy Piper. But no, I got it in sync in the background.
Yeah, yep, that works.
Yeah,
I have a lot.
You can tell.
That encompasses everything.
It's bad.
Do you have a Velvet Elvis though?
Nah.
All right.
But Michelle did get for her Secret Santa gift for someone from work. She got this old school Elvis clock. She got an Elvis clock from the
Is it the one with the hips?
No. It's kind of set up almost like how Jesse's is, but it has a clock built into it.
Oh, that's awesome. Which, by the way, I just realized this when we were talking about it. So the Velvet Elvis is right here, right under a Velvet Underground print.
Nice.
That's just the wall of velvet.
Yeah, just a little velvet wall.
You didn't even plan that. You just realized it right now.
Just now, I swear.
I can see the light bulb over your head as we. Yeah, so we're toying with that idea of the comedy thing, but I'm just, it's weird. Everything's dead right now, comedy wise, for the most part, but we still have a lot of potential coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sandman opening, Funny Bones renovating. Have you heard about that? Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it.
So apparently they took over what was the Pizza Kitchen or something, and they're merging with the gaming place that's out there. Which I don't know how that really works. We talked about Deez and I talked about that before. And another thing, if you've got somebody playing pinball in the same room that somebody's trying to do comedy, how the fuck do you talk over somebody winning a high game? You know what I mean?
You can't.
Well, that's actually the secret. No one's good at pinball.
There's a mic down here that had a pinball machine. I think they still have it, but there'd be times where somebody would start the pinball machine during the mic on purpose, just so that you could just hear ping 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 ping. and it would just make noises and click. You could hear the flippers like hitting and just doing shit.
So
and
yeah, I don't know how that's going to work.
Trying to just deal with that.
I don't know how that's going to work, but they're doing like that. Supposedly, that's what I've heard. But that's
where did they take over?
So Funny Bone is expanding, and they're merging with the game place that's nearby. Like it's almost like, I don't know if you're familiar with Circuit, but I know Jesse is from being down
I mean, I'm familiar.
Yeah. So it's like a game, like a barcade, and they're mixing that with the Funny Bone or something. Like
how? They're not.
I don't know. Like that's what I heard.
I think that's,
and it's because the barcade has like 40 taps of beer and all this other stuff.
I call shenanigans on that because
combining their efforts or some shit. I don't know. And Funny Bone's going to be 2 levels now, and like they're doing a bunch of renovations because originally we thought Funny Bone was closing.
Well, the one here is upstairs, downstairs, and their cap is like 400. It's like 350, 400.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, and I thought Funny Bone here was just going down because who goes to a fucking mall anymore? Especially an outdoor mall where it still snows. Like outdoor malls are like a West Coast below the Mason-Dixon line summer.
Well, my thing is like it's weird because it's not like it's in, because there's some Funny Bones that are actually inside of mall. Like you have to go in the mall to get to it. Like
this one's attached. It's not that much different, but it's an open air mall, so there's really no in the mall. It's just a bunch of places next to it.
I'm saying like the Albany one, you have to physically go through the entrance of the mall to get to the entrance of the Funny Bone in there. So like at least the one at Short Pump has the ability where it's connected to the mall. Yeah. But you're really just using the parking lot of the mall to get into it. Like
well, and that's the thing. Like when we heard about them talking to Sandman and everything, we were trying to figure out what they were doing. And I had heard a rumor that they were just closing because they just weren't doing enough business to warrant being the Funny Bone. And I relayed that to Sandman going, hey, I'm pretty sure they're just kind of going out of business. And then I talked to Dylan and he was like, no, that's not true. Yeah. He's like, they're renovating, they're expanding, they're doing all this stuff. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. And Sandman was like, it's cool because competition is good, number one. Number two, they're going to get comics that people that would drive to Short Pump or that are in Short Pump wouldn't come to see, and vice versa. If you got comics coming to the VCU area, which is literally within walking distance or a 2-minute Uber ride in the city itself, you're going to have a lot more college kids coming to that kind of place.
Sure.
Now I don't know what Funny Bone's capacity was before, but like Sandman's is like 230 when they're
honestly they're around the same with one another.
And I feel like Sandman could expand as they grow. Knock on wood, as COVID ends, it should be, they should be able to make the tables smaller, make the stage smaller, and just pack them in like sardines. But we'll see how that goes with everything. Because I mean, how many people can you get at the Fallout thing, Jesse? It's like 40 people or something.
I mean, yeah, 40 now. I mean,
and it's weird. Like we have to think about the numbers now. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, we could pack 40 people into freaking Jay Kogi. It's usually 40 comedians or 30 comedians and 2 wait staff and 8 people that are actually there to eat, but. Like those places, it was asses and elbows before, and we just nobody can think like that anymore. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's so fucking weird.
Yeah, that's like the part that sucks the most is like that was the norm, is like how tight a space you can get and fill it.
I mean, there were people doing it in laundromats. I mean, you guys did those too, right? The laundromat shows.
I never did it, but I saw it.
Yeah. Did you do one, Jesse?
No, I never got around to it. It was too early. Like
I have my own washer and dryer. I do not need to
do just talking from my own washer and dryer. The dogs in the room. Like
Kat thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I don't know, like the new norm is gonna be weird. But
yeah, well, I mean, and it's gonna be like that for a while, to be honest with you. I don't think that we'll see. And this might just be my opinion, but I don't think that we'll see anything remotely close to how it was before for a while. I think there's going to be, even when things start to turn that corner, there's going to be a lot of mics that were going on before that don't come back. I think there's going to be a lot of new mics that start based on people at those businesses that are like, we need to do something.
Accommodate. Yeah.
I think you'll see a shift on who's doing what and where and why.
Well, and it's like when we did Busky outdoors, that was, I mean, we weren't even
perfect example.
We were at a third of what we were packing in the back room.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still great. Like comparatively to what else was going on, nothing going on, or like a couple places were trying to do stuff,
well,
but it was so limited. And I think you're right. I think that's going to extend for a while. So things like what you're doing, like with Fallout, it's one of those, like, I don't want to say it's a stepping stone, but it's like we're doing whatever we can to make something happen.
We're trying
to do it smart, like you're doing, is great. So
yeah, I mean, we're all just trying to bridge the gap, so that way, like,
it doesn't die. Yeah.
Yeah, so that way, when there's something, when things start clearing up, because I think Nick's right. Like, it's not going to be overnight. Like, it's not going to be like all of a sudden, oh, everything's open and we're just all going to surge back.
The switch flips. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to be a switch. It's going to be a gradual thing. And yeah, I mean, honestly, like a lot of the things that we've been used to are going. Yeah, it's just going to switch to other things. I mean,
how have you been?
Well, I think there's. Go ahead. I think there's going to be, and there is going on now, is like a huge metamorphosis happening in how stand-up comedy shows are run. Mm-hmm. And like you see it with all the outdoor shows, you've seen it with all, anything online. It's just, there's an amount of things that have happened in this 9-month window that have really just changed how stand-up is presented. And I think once, even when everything comes back, I think there's still going to be that weird hesitance on a lot of people's part of like, cool, everything's opened up again, but I don't know how comfortable I feel being packed into a venue yet.
Yeah.
That's a reality.
Well, and I mean, think about it before too. Like there were some nights where we had 3 open mics, it was like boom, boom, boom. Like now it's going to be interesting. Like they were having us fill the void on a slow night a lot of times.
Yeah.
But now with the switch, it's like, if we're lucky enough to get a place, they're happy to have people show up. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're still teetering on that line of, are we bringing people into the business, or are they literally just making money off the comics that are showing up to get some time on the mic? But now you know what I mean?
That's the risk.
Definitely both. Like from any experience I've had is that they like it more when the audience is there to partake of their menu, drinks, food, whatever. I mean, honestly, if the comics are drinking enough, it can usually keep that mic going.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Let's be real. I mean,
but I mean, with what would you say the over under is on people who've just abandoned this altogether now, like comics wise? Because I know a bunch of comics that, I mean, I only started like 2 years ago. And I know people that were real gung-ho about it as it was going. But as soon as this all happened, they're like, I can't do it anymore. I'm not going to bother. And I haven't seen anything from them. Like even in the stuff, I'm like, hey, do you want to come do this? They're like, yeah, I'm not really doing that right now. Like it was hard enough for me to get to open mics regularly. Cause I mean, I was running 2 jobs and stretching that and the family and all this other stuff. So it was like, I was trying to get out there as much as I could, and I didn't feel like I was hitting enough open mics. And now it's like I'm getting to an open mic once every 3 or 4 weeks, not including Zoom things. But
yeah, I think it is a safety thing though, because I mean, I think about the last like 2 shows I've booked. I've had like a show booked, and then just because of various things that happen, whether it was safety concerns or just not feeling right about being indoors, like I've had to change like half of my lineups like within 48 hours before the show, like the last 2 shows I've had to do. And I think it comes down to safety a lot of the time.
Well, the good thing is because we're all in the same boat, you're not looking at that person like before. Like I've had people cancel the day of the show when things were normal. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, what the fuck? Come on. Like,
I've never done that. That's so.
But-
Dude, I'm still bummed about the last time I was booked to do the Busky show. It got rained out for rain that never came, and then
it came. It flooded the whole back area, but it wasn't raining when the show was supposed to go on. But if it
That's what I'm saying,
rains a lot during the day, then that back alley is toast.
Yeah.
That's why that one got canceled. But yeah, same thing. Like, but now, like, we're so much more lenient on this stuff because it's like, look, okay, yeah, like 1,200 people died today, so it's okay that you don't want to come do this thing, you know, like, hopefully, like, we as I want to kind of assume that most comics are empathic, you know, because you got to beat on the pulse of people. That's how you figure out how to make it funny. But
no, you're
like,
a bad person.
Fuck you. We but we kind of understand, and like, this has been the thing. Like, you've had to tiptoe around that, you know, Jesse running your thing. I did with Busky. Deez, I know you've been itching to do something again down where you are because you got nothing really.
Yeah, well, because like ever since I got down here, I've been running rooms down here since I got here.
Yeah,
and
now
this is like the
you're not
first
running
time.
anything right now, right?
No, not at all. I thought about starting like an online mic, but at the same time, I don't want to commit to that.
Yeah.
As bad.
I mean,
as that sounds,
I get it. Like,
I'd
it helps.
commit to something in person. Like, it's
It
just, to
helps.
me, it's like I'd much rather be able to do something that I feel like is tangible, and I can watch people show up and watch people sit down and actually feel like I'm putting on something that is affecting here. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather do.
Well, that's why when Jesse did the show at Fallout, I was like, part of me was like, I'm not prepared enough to do something like this right now. But I was like, but when am I going to get this chance? Anytime in the near future?
Yeah.
And the fact that he even asked me, I was like, just, you know, I was so excited to be able to do something real and not be the one who was trying to run it. Like, that was the other reason, you know.
It's a totally different feeling. It's a totally different itch.
Yeah.
Doing stand-up live than it is doing something online. But it's also like a different feeling running a show versus being on a show. Like, anytime I've ever run a show, I'm always super anxious. I'm always super on edge, and I'm always like very short because I'm just like so stressed out. I genuinely worry up until I see
guilty
people there. The whole time I'm like, holy fuck, no one's gonna show up. I've got all these comics here. Because like, being down here, I'm 2 hours from you guys. You know what I mean? It's like, anytime I'm like, hey, do you want to come down and do this show? Anytime I've ever asked someone from out of town to come down, I always get so nervous because I'm like, I would hate for someone to drive an hour and a half, whatever, and there not be people there.
Yeah. No.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to be a lot more forgiving for things like that too. I mean, hell, Ray Jubella drove down from Baltimore to do an open mic with 2 people in the audience the other day.
That's true.
So, I mean, I didn't ask him how he felt about it, but people are willing to do. I mean, I know people that are willing to drive. You drove 2 hours to do 5 minutes at the open mic at Busky. So
I did. Yeah. 100%. Well, because but again, I think it goes back to who wants it. I think it all goes back to whether or not you really care to be doing things right now.
Yeah.
It's like,
you guys open, like, all of you guys, Jesse, you hosting Max and stuff like that, and Fallout, all those things before BC, before COVID. You guys, I mean, and Deez, I didn't come to Kazi's or anything like that when you were running stuff down there, but you guys kind of were one of the inspirations for me to do what I was doing with Busky, because I saw the drive to do it, and I had the opportunity to do it in a big venue with a bunch of my friends and a bunch of people I liked, and it just took off. So that made me happy. But when all this shit tanked, it's like, now what? Like, we're all scrambling to come up with something. So anything, people are going to be willing to drive that far and shit just to do 5 minutes on a mic. So
yeah. Well, it's also like, I've heard other comics say it, and like, this is something that Winston said to me early on, is like, you don't have to do a lot as a producer for people in order for people to feel good about being on the show. Because like, ultimately, you're giving people stage time, which is like the most important part. Because like, if people are willing to drive for that, and you can get people to come out to it, genuinely or generally speaking, people are still just like, all right, this is a win.
Yeah. Well, Jesse, I'm glad you're still doing stuff. I'm glad that Fallout is still happening, even if you had to bump it to January.
Yeah, it's all good.
Do you have the lineup completely booked out for it?
No, not quite. Like, I gotta follow up with some people about January just to make sure they're still down.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're still doing stuff. We put Busky on hold for right now just because of the outdoor thing, but we're working on some projects and stuff, and hopefully, fucking fingers crossed, Sandman happens.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad you're doing all right. I'm glad we got to give you a holler and check on you.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And Deez, try not to look so homeless next time.
Fuck yourself. What's sad is this is going to be a video chronicling of how bad my hair looks.
Yeah, each episode he gets more and more off the deep end, and like by episode 10 with him, he's going to look like Ted Kaczynski.
Nobody knows who that is, you old piece of shit.
And that's why we keep him around.
Oh man,
the Unabomber. Yeah.
I mean, like,
I don't know. I'm not on a first name basis with the guy.
Fuck you, Nick.
I thought everyone knew Ted Kaczynski.
Exactly.
I don't even.
Shut up, Nick.
I barely know Ted Danson.
Everyone knows Ted Danson more. But
that's true.
All right, Jesse. It was good talking to you, man.
Nice seeing you all. Thanks.
I'll talk to you later.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.